Welcome to episode 2 of Northern Dreams for 2020 as we continue the TAB Northern Winter Series. My name is Jason Bonington. I'm filling in for the great Simon O'Donnell. This is a jockey change you don't want, but we're going to try and look after the show as best we can. And the man who's going to give you all the good oil and all the winners, we hope, is Chris Nelson. How are you, Chris?
I'm going very well, thanks, Jason. I must say I'm pretty impressed. I mean, you've only been in the show a week and you've already booted the host from the chair. I mean, that's a phenomenal effort.
You'd never let me too close. You never, ever let me too close, Chris, and you know this because I will do damage. There's no doubt about that. And I'm even wearing the maroon blazer. I thought to myself, if I'm going to be doing a Northern Queensland series, I want to be wearing the maroon blazer. I want to ask you quickly, I know that you're a big Richmond fan in the AFL. Who do you barrack for in the NRL? If you don't say the Cowboys, you might not be on the show next week.
Well, as you know, I moved up here a couple of years ago and I'm yet to find an NRL team. As you know, I am struggling, I must admit, to get into the NRL. But look, they tell me the Cowboys, but I can tell you one team I probably won't be supporting, and that's the Broncos.
Yeah, well, you know how to pick a winner. Well, at least recently with Richmond. So you don't want to go with the Broncos at the moment, unfortunately. They are not racing at the peak of their powers. Let's get stuck into the previews. Let's start with the first feature at Mackay on Friday. It is, of course, the Guineas. It's going to be a wonderful race. The field's there. And there's a couple in particular. Well, Hey Pal's going to be your favourite here. It led, of course, in the Rockhampton Guineas, but knocked up.
Yeah, well, I think we see here Hit Snooze, who's not on the screen there, but Hit Snooze will definitely lead. There's a couple of others that can go forward, Southern Swing and In Waves, and probably Hey Pal as well. But I think he'll probably take a sit this time around. As you mentioned, he went too hard last time. Wide gates for many of the favoured runners.
But we might start with the Rockhampton Guineas, Side Hustle and Svindle, but Valladium was also in this race, Chris.
Yeah, well, Side Hustle, there you saw it, and Svindle comes down the outside and just knocks them all out. Now, the pace was on in this race, and that really did suit Svindle, as you see. He was able to get to the outside and run home well. I like the way Side Hustle fought onto the line, and they did pair out, and I think they'll probably pair out again. Here, there's a couple rushing home at the back there. You saw Valladium in the diagonal stripes as well. But look, for mine, Svindle gets the nod. He's only up 60 metres here. He might be looking for a touch further than that. But look, I think he can draw, or from that good draw, he should be able to find a half-decent spot there. And you might find him closer in the run. Look, Side Hustle, ex-Bjorn Baker, one start for Chris Addard, and that was the second we just saw at Rockhampton. And that was his first start for over a month, Jay. So I think he's going to take a lot of benefit fitness-wise. So I think one of the two will be winning. I think Last Edition can certainly run well, and you're going to get to that replay now, aren't you?
5 deep. Last Edition is getting to the outside.
And you see Last Edition getting right to the outside here in the gold and the red colours under the whip. He finishes off very hard. He takes his time to wind up and get home over the top of the leader, but he was able to get there right on the line. And he's a horse that's going to be really suited out to the 1,560-metre trip.
The TAB Northern Winter Series is such that we'll be looking for our guide from the previous feature meeting into the new feature meeting. And I guess from what you said earlier, Svindle and Side Hustle are going to be right at the top of your tips, Chris.
Yeah, I think so, Jay. So I think they'll carry that rocky form up a little bit further up the coast of Mackay. And I think Svindle will be a little bit too strong. I certainly think Side Hustle's in with a great chance also. I think one of the two will win the race, and expect the 4 and the 13 to be running on strongly at the right end of the race. So 6, 2, 4 and 13 in the Guineas for me.
6, 2, 4 and 13, hoping that Svindle can continue its wonderful form. It was a little bit of a rough result winning the Rockhampton Guineas, but hopefully he can go back-to-back for Chris Nelson. Now we move on to the second of our features, the Newmarket. This is going to be a cracker, and from the people I spoke to today, this is one race where bad draws are going to matter big time because the 1,300-metre start, very unforgiving.
Yeah, you're right. And the wide gates, a lot of these main chances have drawn wide gates. But look, on the map, I think Inquiry is going to find the lead pretty easily from that perfect gate there, gate number 2. Monsieur Gustave and Dr. Zeus. Now, they're going to have to get across from their wide draws. They should be able to on that map. And if they can, they'll certainly figure in the finish.
I think the first replay we should go to is Deadly Choices. It's been more than a month, more like 6 weeks between runs, but you were pretty happy with what you saw first up from a break?
This was an enormous run at Townsville. Now, this is a very good horse, Deadly Choices. He won that provincial race at Eagle Farm back last year. He's got a terrific record. He's drawn out, unfortunately, here, but I just wouldn't count him out. You watch the way he finds the line here late. He's very strong, and that was his first run for some time. He's going to take a lot of improvement from that performance.
And the Rocky Newmarket, we saw Inquiry and Drumbeat's Choice. They just went too quick, so it's a forgive run for Inquiry, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Inquiry and Master Jamie went way too fast in that race. They went 34.44 their first 600. That won't happen here. you're going to see Inquiry get a softer time of it in front, and he's going to be a lot harder to beat. Now, the other one there, Deadly Choices, you'll see rushing through the pack, flying into third spot late, also goes around in the Newmarket on Saturday.
A few good judges I spoke to said Inquiry can't get beaten, will lead and win, but you're the best judge of all. Have you got Inquiry on top?
I don't know about that, but I have got Inquiry on top, that's for sure. I think if you look back at his previous form, I mean, the start before last time when he was going too hard in that race, he beat Scalapini at Doomben in fast time. He's won twice here, and they've both been at the distance of 1,300, and that's Saturday's trip. So one on top for me. Deadly Choices I'm throwing in. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's a very nice horse. And then the two that have drawn awkward gates, but they'll be running on. Monsieur Gustave won't be. He'll be up on the speed, but the other one will be there, and that's number 8.
They're the entrees. Here's the main course. It's the Mackay Cup, worth $85,000 on Friday. It's a terrific field. It's probably not as strong a race as the Rockhampton Cup, but some really nice horses engaged here, and Magstock backs up, and I think he caught your eye.
He did. Look, I think Lady Skills and North Africa are the main speed in the race. Sharanda likely gets over from a wide gate, and he's racing really well at the moment, Sharanda. If he does, he'll be tough to beat.
Sharanda did go great guns, of course, in the Rocky Cup, I guess. And the other one that caught the eye, as I mentioned, is Magstock. Take us through the replay and what you made of it.
Well, Magstock came from well back. You'll see him on the outside there in the yellow, and you'll see Sharanda up close running second at the moment. Absolute Art, he led all the way. He ran good time. He's a real Vo Rogue type front running horse, and he just breaks their hearts. But Sharanda fought on very well. You see there the fence and Magstock coming down the outside. In the yellow colours. They were both very good runs from a Mackay Cup viewpoint.
You and I are both lovers and not fighters, and I feel like you've been seduced by Magstock. You know who he is. You know he might let you down, but I've got a funny feeling he's on top for you.
Oh, I have been seduced once again. And look, I just think he's better than these. And the fact that he's out to 2,000 metres is a big plus. Mackay's probably a negative. He's going to have to get on his bike here, Bubba Tilly, before the home turn and wind this horse up. He will get to the outside from that wide gate. He was very good at Rocky. He's nicely weighted. And, of course, he's got Metro form. So 7 Magstop, 8 Sharanda, absolutely flying. The 6 Catamara L will run the trip right out, and 2 Fabs Cowboy. We
saw it first, Magstock on top for Chris Nelson. One man who's going to try and make Chris wrong. It's a very difficult thing to do. Such a wonderful judge, but one man trying to make sure he's wrong is John Manselman. John, I spoke to you on the phone a little earlier today. You stopped short of swearing at me, but the barrier draws haven't been kind in the Newmarket or the Cup with Drumbeat's Choice or Sharanda.
No, mate, very ordinary. The barrier man's holding his form very well. He gave us crappy draws in Rocky, and he's done it again in Mackay.
I'm hearing that from a lot of trainers, John. There must be some trainers out there that are getting good draws.
Yeah, but not this trainer.
Not you. Now, Sharanda, absolutely flying at the moment, was a dominant winner last time out. That was on a quick backup. Career best form at the moment?
Yeah, I'd say he would be. If he was the human, he'd be doing ads for Jenny Craig. He's a really good doer, the bugger. So I sort of had to give him that one run in between Rocky Cup and Mackay Cup, and as you can see in this film, he went really well.
And map-wise, from my viewpoint, he should be able to get across okay. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, Ali's going to have her work cut out because from that wide alley, but it is a good start at Mackay. We're starting right at the top of the straight, so we're going to have the whole straight to get across and hopefully get in somewhere.
A lot tougher for Drumbeat's Choice. You know that he's flying terrific last start performance, but a lot harder from that 1,300 metre start.
Yeah, he went terrific in Rocky, but it's probably a killer alley out there from the 1,300 metre start, especially with something like Inquiry drawing a plum alley. Like on the inside, he's going to be right on the bunny and be extremely hard to beat.
He's just got to ride him as cold as a mackerel, I suppose, and just get to the outside of the straight, and hopefully they've gone fast enough where he can get over the top late.
Yeah, exactly, and they possibly will do that in this race because there's a fair few good horses and they're all going to be jostling for position, so hopefully the speed's on.
You've got him going so well. He's been around a long time. Sorry, Jace. He's been around a long time, Drumbeat's Choice, but he just keeps running good races. He doesn't seem to see the end in sight yet.
No, hopefully he's not seeing it for a while. He's Tommy sent him in really great order, and he won his first couple, and then I sort of tried to step him up, thinking that the Cup horses might have been a little bit weaker, but I don't think he could get the 1600 really strongly. Brad Pengelly rode him for me in Townsville and suggested that we go back to the sprint trip. So he hit the line really good in Rocky, so hopefully he's correct.
First of all, Chris doesn't tip you on top of the Cup. Then he's charging. He's trying to like suck information out of you. He asked about 15 questions there, and then he's telling you your jockey should absolutely, from a wide gate, be able to get over. No worries in the Cup. So he's got